Summer, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another episode of our Faulk Family Let's Play, but as you can see, I think I might have gotten my camera to work. We're gonna see how this goes. I think the issue was I was recording for too long, and yeah, besides that, we are jumping right into gameplay. We did skip over one day. I played one day off camera. Nothing was really missed. There was a little bit of an argument between Miko and Madeline, because Madeline caught Miko stealing one of our counters again, and then Sean actually had this like little bubble above his head that he didn't like Miko, so I kind of played around a little bit with that one, and I had Miko kind of be like a little rude to Sean, like try and get him out of the way, because she was trying to flirt with Madeline, and Madeline was like, you can't be rude to him, he's just a kid, like stuff like that. So I think the relationship between Madeline and Miko, despite it being very short, has kind of run its course. I think Madeline is kind of realizing that maybe she was a little in the wrong here. Her and Elena still don't really like each other, like at all. But at least her and Sean are trying to kind of fix things. And today is Saturday, and Chelsie actually has off, and it was kind of the first day that it was a weekend. And so that meant Elena didn't have to go to school. Obviously, Sean doesn't have anything to do because he's a toddler. Chelsie had off from work, and Madeline works from home. So it was like the first day that all four of them would have off together the whole day. And I thought it'd be kind of nice if we explored the town a little bit, you know, maybe tried to get Elena and Madeline together, because Elena's grades have now dropped significantly. She's now like a below average D student. So I think that maybe this family might kind of start pulling themselves together a little bit. So we are going to jump into gameplay starting on Saturday morning around like 6:30. Okay, so it's a little bit of a dreary day, which kind of sucks in terms of the fact that I wanted them to go to the park, but we'll figure out something to do. Maybe we'll take them to a park in another world. The reason I keep trying to get them to go to the park is because Elena here really seems to like going outside. Whenever she, you know, kind of like runs away from home and tries not to be around people, she's always outside. She plays on their swing set a lot, and I feel like she's just a very outdoorsy girl, which kind of doesn't go into the storyline I initially had planned for her, but you know what, that's just how The Sims works. You know, she loves the outdoors. I'm not gonna sit here and try and keep her from being in the outdoors, so maybe we'll develop a little bit of a different storyline for her, just in terms of making sure, you know, she's where she needs to be in life. And none of the parents are awake. They did go to bed a little bit later than the kids, especially Madeline. She stayed up pretty late. I think she was trying to, you know, sort some things out. She had been working on a painting. Yeah, she did finish it. I didn't know if she had finished it because she kind of stopped halfway through. Madeline's a clean sim, and their house was like really messy, so she kept stopping between her paintings and trying to, you know, clean up the house and wash the dog and stuff like that. So that was a little bit of a nuisance on my end, just because she kept stopping whatever I was telling her to do. But like I said, the relationships kind of progressed a little bit in a good direction on the day where we took off. So Chelsie here actually has a decent relationship with Elena. They talked for a little bit. Elena had run away from home again. She had gone to, not the local park, but there's like a skating rink behind their house, and she had gone there, and she was kind of hanging out with some neighborhood kids. And Madeline didn't even notice she was gone, because Madeline left Elena and Sean alone in the house while she went to go take Gizmo for a walk. And so Chelsie came home from work. She was like, where's Elena? Madeline was like, I don't know. She should be in her bedroom like she always is. And then she wasn't. Another thing that's worth noting is that Elena's progress in terms of skills is actually progressing quite nicely, except for mental. So she's like 4 in creativity, 3 in social, about like 2.5 in motor, and then mental hasn't raised at all. So she's pretty good. Like, she's a good kid. She wants to do things. She has ideas of what she wants to do. It just doesn't necessarily include school or schoolwork or anything of the sort. So, which, you know, I mean, technically that's okay. I mean, you don't have to always do school and be good at school. Oh, are you fixing? Everything is broken in this house. Can I? Okay, yeah, we're just gonna replace that. She's gonna take her shower. so that way we can get them out of the house, because it's no longer raining, which is a good thing. We can take them to the park, and we might explore some of the other lots as well. There's a bowling alley, although that might not be fun until Sean's a kid, because I don't think toddlers can bowl. There's a couple of restaurants in town that we can take them to, and yeah, and I think Madeline might actually give Sean a bath just before they start their day. Oh, another thing that did happen as well, actually, was that Chelsie tried to give Sean a hug, and he didn't want her to give him a hug. He kind of like pushed her away. So I thought that that was kind of interesting, because Sean was always the one that was a little bit more open towards their relationship, but maybe he's still not quite as comfortable. I mean, it is understandable. In terms of Sim's lifespan, it has only been like 3 days since his parents died. But, you know, technically it's probably been like about like months since, because they are aging quite rapidly since I have them on noon, or on normal lifespan. And then Chelsie did get some new sentiments about Sean. So Sean is still open-hearted because he's welcoming them into the family, but they're also now closer because they've been spending some time together. Like I said, she actually was taking really good care of him yesterday. She was teaching him how to talk. She was potty training him and stuff like that. So I think that they've just been getting a little close. She's been trying to take care of him and everything. And then after Madeline finishes his bath, I do think I am going to take these people out. Okay, so I did a sneaky little cheat, and I did bring over one of the families from the neighborhood. It was a little frustrating, though, because I brought them over, and then immediately, because I wasn't playing our family, the Faulk family, they started trying to leave the park. So I was a little annoyed, but I did get them to at least be introduced to each other. I think Elena here is playing with one of the kids from that family. She's playing with Sawyer. So, you know, they're having a nice little family outing. They're talking a lot. They're kind of trying to work some things out. I'm going to put her back in some clothes. I think this might be when Chelsie and Madeline kind of realize how interested in the outdoors Elena really is. They can probably tell that she's a lot happier, like being outside, not being cooped up in the home. And I think Madeline might try and ask her about it. You know, maybe try and figure some things out. Maybe tell her a funny story about when her dad was a kid and, you know, try and bond with her that way. And their red's going down, so hopefully that'll help. I felt so bad when they went into the red. I was like, I really didn't mean for it to go that far. But, you know. Oh, and Elena was just like, I don't want to talk to you. But you know what? They got a little bit better. And it is 3:24, so I think we might take this party maybe to a restaurant. And try and maybe get something to eat. You know, restaurants are a little glitchy, so it might take a little bit, which is why we're going early. Okay, so we are here at the restaurant, and unfortunately they did actually send Sean to daycare. I was unaware that toddlers can't go to restaurants, which I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's actually a thing, because I've never heard of it before, but I also don't usually play with toddlers, so that could be my bad. But I figured maybe this is a good opportunity for Madeline and Chelsie to sit down with Elena, you know, kind of try and get to know her a little bit, figure out what's going on. They took her to a restaurant that's very outdoorsy, very outdoor themed, and they're just trying to figure her out. Maybe again ask about her phase, and I think that they're just, in general, trying to make this work, especially Madeline. I think that she's trying to figure all this out one day at a time. Oh, Gizmo's here. So they can bring the dog to the restaurant, but not the toddler? That almost makes no sense. Okay, but we're gonna order. Okay, so Chelsie got a new sentiment for Elena, and now Elena is feeling open-hearted. So Elena is starting to kind of figure this out. She's starting to get, you know, more in tune with her new family. She's starting to kind of enjoy this a little bit. They're now in the green, so they no longer hate each other. And yeah, I think we're going to get ourselves out of this little hole that I dug us into. So that'll be fun. I think she's going to make a joke about old times. I think they really started to bond when Madeline said something about her father, because I think that Elena thought Madeline was trying to replace her parents and not really, not accept, but you guys know what I'm saying, not understand, like not say that they died, you know, just replace them, pretend they didn't exist and stuff like that. And I think Elena was a little offended by that. Elena really missed her parents, and now they're all kind of, you know, just finding their way. She's talking about furniture. You know, maybe they're discussing getting her a desk because she doesn't actually have anywhere to do her homework. So maybe they're discussing getting her a desk, you know, figuring some things out. She's agreeing we can get you some new furniture. So Miko just texted Madeline and said, I heard you have a secret admirer at the romance festival. Should we try to find them? The answer is no. I think Madeline's pretty much done with Miko. She's like, no, I have everything I need right here. I have a family. I have my wife. And yeah, I think that that little fling is now over. Oh, and so Chelsie got an inspired moodlet from adoring somebody nearby. And as you can see, this adoring sentiment is actually going into green, so that means it's coming back. So whereas it was about to be lost because they weren't getting along, they weren't, you know, being friendly with each other and everything like that, she's now adoring her again. So they're gonna start being able to, I think, have a couple more interactions and, you know, get a little bit closer. So that's actually really exciting. That makes me really happy. Okay, so we are back on the next morning. So it is now Sunday, and Madeline here is actually awake a little early. She's going to make the family a nice breakfast. And her and Chelsie stayed up a little bit late last night. Chelsie was working on her book. They were discussing some things. They finally got Elena her desk, so she has a nice little desk over here, and she did do her homework. She did her homework. They got her a journal so she could kind of start writing about her feelings, you know, trying to make sure everything goes okay, trying to make sure she, you know, has an outlet for what she needs. And I think today, oh no. Look at these girls. Look at them putting out this fire. They are... I cannot believe that just happened. You had one job, Madeline, and it was to cook food. Okay, I think Chelsea's gonna take over on the breakfast here. Okay, that didn't work out in my favor. I wanted them all to sit and eat out here, but the kids decided to sit on the couch instead. So maybe they're watching some morning cartoons. That could be fun. Maybe, yeah, they're watching some morning cartoons. The parents are kind of going over, you know, what's going on. I think they might try and persuade Elena to join an after-school activity. I'm thinking scouts, since she really enjoys being outside. So, yeah, I'm thinking that they might encourage her to join some scouts, you know, make some friends. Maybe we could even have her make her own club as well. And because she does have quite a few friends, so that might be a fun little thing to do. I don't really play with the club system that much. Okay, so Elena's out here swinging, so I think we might have Madeline come out here, you know, maybe try and talk to her a little bit, maybe share an idea about hanging. Oh my god, I put the swing too close to the fence. That's kind of funny. So maybe tell an unbelievable story. Maybe her dad wasn't. Maybe they were in scout. Her and Harvey, Elena's dad, were in scouts together. So she's discussing some stories about when her dad was in scouts. Maybe she'll give her a little bit of a life lesson of teaching her how to say sorry, because maybe Elena is feeling a little maybe Elena's feeling a little embarrassed about how she treated them when she first came around. So she, yeah, no, she's definitely sick. She is definitely sick. Yeah, I'm just gonna have her take a medicine real quick. Oh, and Sean has reached thinking level 3. That means he'll sleep a little bit better at night, which is a bonus. He won't have as many nightmares. I think I'm gonna have him play with the dog a little bit. Okay, and she took her medicine, so she'll be pretty good. She won't have those tiger stripes on her anymore. And now I think I'm going to have Elena join the Scouts as her after-school activity. I think it's considered an after-school activity. I think I hit the right button. Can you tell I don't play as often? Okay, so we have this. She's now part of the Scout career, which means she does get a Scout board. And let's view badge progress. No, stop. She's going to discipline her for a second, tell her not to make a mess. And now we have to, so let's take a look at these badges. So arts and crafts, she can make crafts and drawings, perform cleaning activities, outdoor adventurer, catch fish, find frogs, grill outdoors. I don't think she can do that as a kid, but I think she can fish as a kid, so maybe we'll send her over to go get some fishing. Perform friendly interactions, dance or exercise activities. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we can do here. Ooh, why don't you play with the dog, and then we'll see about getting her some outdoor activities. Is there fishing around here? No. There might not be any fishing around here, although I thought that there was. Is it over here? Nope. Oh, but she can search for frogs. Oh, and it looks like these two are going to play some dolls together while Elena goes and does her exploring. Or not. They real quickly finish that one up. Sean is a little tired, so maybe... Oh, he wants... I love it when the kids, or when the toddlers and the dogs interact with each other. Okay, so Madeline made a little bit of a dinner here without setting the whole house on fire, so that was a bonus. And Elena actually is back from her outdoor excursions, and she did find a couple of things. So she found 2 frogs. I think they're gonna probably let her keep one. Maybe they'll let her keep the surfer frog, just so she has a pet. But I don't think that they'll let her keep both. I mean, they don't really have enough space to let her keep both. So I think that it'll probably be you can have one frog as a pet type of a thing. And then she's gonna come over here and eat. And Chelsie is home from work. Oh, and Sean has fully developed his verbal skills. He can now tell stories, goofy talk, and stuff like that. So that's actually really good. He's getting his skills up. They're helping him out. They're making sure he has some nice skill-liage. Just ignore me. Ignore me on that one. So Elena's dead mother just called her. Elena didn't answer the phone in time, but I think Elena might be a little confused. She might be like, why is my dead mother calling me? Yeah, I mean, I would be confused if my dead mother was calling me. But yeah, so I think we might leave this part here. I think we're in a good place. Elena's starting to kind of do her homework. She's starting to get a little bit more in tune with her grades and her school and all that. Madeline's getting more involved with the family. Chelsea's, making some more money. She's getting involved in the family, and Sean is just a happy little toddler. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave this part here. I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!